Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the VTEC Academy. You're about to get schooled. One of the things that kind of initially surprised me about this car was it was so dang quiet. Now, one of the things I've noticed is turbos make great silencers. They actually silence the car quite a bit. So do catalytic converters. This car's got both. I want to try and perk it up a little bit, get a little bit of noise going on. So what we've got here is a Grete Exhaust. So we got it out of the package right here. This is the Greddy Street Performance Exhaust. This is all stainless steel construction. It's got 3-inch tubing. It's got a special rear can that's designed for this particular exhaust. It's got this really cool badge too that goes out. I know it's only 2 tips rather than 3 tips. I think a lot of people will be disappointed with that, but they also have another version of this exhaust called the, what's it called, the HG?
It's the same exhaust with HG.
Yeah, it's a similar exhaust with a suffix HG, so it's SP Supreme HG, and that has the 3 tips, if you gotta have 3 tips. Anyway, I don't. I like it just the way it is. I want to get it on, we'll see how it sounds. From basically the B pipe, it's all one pipe back here, one big thing. So the Greddy one's 3 pieces, but this one's 1 piece. So we should be able to take this plastic loose, drop it down, get our hands up in there to loosen up all the bolts. Then on the back side, there's 2 side pieces we might have to take loose in order to get the rubber hangers off. But once we do that, we should be able to just drop the exhaust right down. So we wrestled this one off. The only real difficult part was getting the rubber grommets off, figuring out where the leverage point was in order to pop them off using a pry bar, but they came off relatively easily. As you can see, we're comparing them, the 2 of them. The Greddy's have got a much nicer diameter. It's missing the 2 resonators, so expecting some good sound out of this thing. We're going to go ahead and install it in 2 pieces, although I'm pretty sure you could install it in 1. Yeah, that was actually pretty easy, so I don't anticipate the installation to be any more difficult. We've got the rubber grommets on here, and let's throw it up in there, guys. I'm really liking the look of this muffler, even though it's only 2 tips instead of 3. Nice little touch with the identification plate here in the middle, and it tucks really well. For a 3-inch exhaust, I think it does a really good job of giving you plenty of clearance. It seems almost as high as the stock one was, although I'm sure it's not because it's a little bit thicker. But I think it is going to be really well protected and shouldn't scrape at all. Curious to hear what it sounds like now. Well, I really like the sound. It's got a nice little angry purr to it inside the car, and everybody's telling me on the outside you can actually hear the turbo now, so that's kind of cool. We need to take it out to the track and run it around a little bit and see what it sounds like, and also get it to the dyno. By the way, recently we also switched to a PRL Intercooler, and right now we're going to show you that install as well. Today we're working on our Project Type R. We've done a few modifications to it already. It's running a K-tuner ECU, so it's been modified a little bit. I'm not really sure. At one point we had about plus 35, 40 foot-pounds of torque in the mid-range. Haven't been on the dyno since then, but some of the other things we've done is we have a US Racing turbo blanket on our turbo. One of the guys over at K-tuner actually wrapped our intake air tube to try to keep it from getting heat soaked when we were on the dyno. And we also have a US Racing downpipe, which has a cat delete, as a matter of fact. Now, we're getting ready to do a few things to put it back on the dyno. One of the things we're doing is we have a new intercooler. This is from PRL. They were nice enough to let us try this out. So I haven't even seen it yet, so let's open it up, see what it looks like. PRL actually helped me with some parts on a fit that I was building. Although we wound up going a different direction with that particular fit, they make really cool stuff. Here we go. Let's open this up and see what we got. Stickers for the car. More stickers for the toolbox. Ah, cool. Look at that. A lanyard. Hardware. All right. Let's see. Nicely packaged. Foam everywhere to keep it protected. Wow, check out these intakes. We do a lot of CNC work at Hasport. These things are beautiful. That is a lot of time. Notice the texture on there. This is from using a ball end mill when they go and mill this. That's how they get the shape. I'll have to ask them. I wonder if it's been wind tunnel tested. That is crazy good looking. Wow. That's a beautiful part. It's got O-rings just like the factory piece does. I am going to open this up, although I'm probably going to tape it right back up again, so as we're installing it we don't do any damage to the fins. Check out the welds. This thing is gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. Well, very good. I cannot wait to put this on the car and see how it does. All right, let's get it going. So the first thing we need to do in order to put this intercooler on is we have to take off this bumper. It's going to actually take off this entire fascia along with it. So it all comes off as one big giant unit. There's a lot of plastic holding it on there, but let's get going, guys. We got the front bumper off. There was a bunch of plastic clips. There was a couple 10s, a couple screws in the edges of the fenders. And when you're doing the clips up here, you actually go in here and depress the back side of this clip with a screwdriver, and that's how this eyebrow kind of pops off the thing. So you want to be careful and not break that. Funny, we took the front fascia off the car a couple days after we bought the car. I don't know if you recall, we pulled the motor out of the car to try it in a bunch of different vehicles, and the fascia came off without anything breaking. This time around we broke one clip up here, and we also broke one of the pieces that is right here that on the bumper it kind of burst open. I almost expect that to happen every time with Hondas, but not with this new of a Honda, so I'm a little bit perturbed about that. We will be doing some changing. We actually have a new grill that's going to be going on, a carbon fiber one. We're waiting for Saibon to get kind of caught up with their stuff, so we will be changing that, but still, I don't like breaking stuff. Next is the intercooler. The intercooler basically has two brackets on each side that kind of pinch down to hold it in place, and then there's 4 bolts that bolt it up to the piping. That should be all it takes to get this thing off. Okay, we're getting ready to take this thing off. One of the things that's interesting about this car is a lot of people are having overheating problems, particularly here in Arizona, where people are tracking their car. They're getting a little bit hot out there. One of the things I've been thinking about doing is trying to build some better ducting for the thing to try to make sure that the air that's coming in the front end is actually getting through. One thing I'd like to do is actually make a deflector that sits right here that brings some of the air that's actually probably just bouncing off of this intercooler up over top and into the radiator to help cool it a little bit more. I think though with our new intercooler it may totally fill this gap, so that may not be necessary with this, but let's check it out. Got it? Get it out.
For free.
All right, there we go. A little bit of oil. Let's compare it to our new one. Look at the PRL radiator. You can see the mounting tabs are the same on each side. There's O-rings on these end tanks, just like our PRL radiator has. So it's going to basically just bolt straight on, right in the same place. Obviously it's a little bit bigger, more capacity. I suppose if we do a turbo upgrade, that's going to be absolutely 100% necessary. I'm curious to see how it's going to improve our air intake temperatures here in hot Phoenix. Okay, so we've got the intercooler on. It looks pretty dang mean. I like the stenciled PRL on it. Remember, the reason we put this on here is we want to know if it affects our air intake temperature. So next thing we need to do is we're going to give it over to the people at K-Tuner. They're going to take it for a little test drive, do some data logging, see what happens, and then we're going to take it to the dyno and see what kind of numbers we get.